I have a ridiculous number of gadgets and like fiddly things and magic arms and everything. And so I figured, why not try to rig out the Alice camera? Haven't seen anyone else do it on YouTube, so let's give it a go. So I've got this. Of course I've got that. I've got this thing by Ulanzi. I've got this small rig magic arm. I've got this other small rig. Again, God knows what that is. This, I don't think I'm going to use. I thought I'd be able to stick it. I thought I'd be able to stick it on the camera, but it is a, what do you call it? Arca Swiss type thing. So that's not going to work. And then I'm going to use this mic by Comica on top to give me crisp and perfect audio. Well, let's see how it goes. This is the stuff here you can see in front of me. We've got the camera here. First things first, I'm thinking to myself, the phone, I've put in this cage by Small Rig also. Small Rig, Ulanzi, it's only ever them two. They literally make everything there is to make. I'm hoping, Small Rig, that you make a rig for this. So we need to put this on top of here, and of course, I've forgotten what I was going to use for that. I mean, I could use the magic arm, but actually what I need is a different device altogether. So let's go into the dungeon and see if we can find one. Let's take this camera down and follow me as I guide you into a place that should never be seen. Tracking, is it tracking? Active track is enabled, so you've got wonderful audio coming from this mic that should work all the way across there. So what I need is a hot shoe to hot shoe mount. What have we got here? We've got all sorts of mounts here. I'm gonna do a review about this soon. This is the Sony a7 II, and how you could save money by not buying a super expensive camera. Got it, this is what we need. As you can see, this isn't really a studio of any description. It literally is just an absolute trash room, and I've turned it into a studio. And in the winter, I won't be able to film in here. I'll have to film in there because it gets so cold out here that I'm just not hero enough to do that. Right, let's flip this camera around. Right, so we got what we need. We need this, we're gonna put this on top. Is that gonna do it? This is mic to mic, but it does have a quarter 20, whatever they call it, in it. So let's start with this one. This one looks the most sturdy. Ugh, I mean, that's as stiff as I can get that. I'm sure someone else could help me get it stiffer, but for now it's gonna have to do. How are we gonna connect that to that is the question. What I need to get now is something to screw in here. Now, you could do a top-down rig like this. Simply do that, right? And this would go in there. Actually, this should be the first one. There's your side rig, there you go. So you can now film like this, and all you do is you put your phone in the clamps at the back. So let's show you how that works. Let's take this out like that. Take this one out. I gotta say, I love the fact that these are this sturdy and they don't ever move, but I hate the fact that it's really hard to open them up. Right, so there you go, phone there. You could do all of your vertical content with something as simple as that. That's all it requires. I mean, obviously you don't want to tilt it too much. You could put your hand underneath it like this as well, just to give yourself some sturdiness. This needs to be tightened a lot because otherwise you're going to end up with all sorts of problems. Right, so let's take this one off because I don't think we'll use this. And what we need is a quarter 20 to quarter 20. So I'm afraid we're going to go back to the dungeon. This is a really bad video, isn't it? I love the fact that it's this bad though. This one here is going to do. This is basically a screw head on top of that, so this will work much better. Right, so this now is our solution. We need to part these two, and this one needs to go down, this one on its own. So let's put that in the top. I'm hoping you can see that and it's lit well enough. Let's put that in the top. Should not move. Right, so now this one is now loose, and we will put the phone in here. Screw that in a little bit, not too far, like that, and then tighten that. Actually, we've got a long way to go with that, haven't we? So let's go a bit further in. Right, so that's that set in there. This microphone we can put here, so we've got crisp audio. That will go in there. Now, the only problem with putting the microphone on this side, as you can see, is that I feel as though most of the time this cable is going to get in the way. It's got to get from one side to the other, but I may be able to buy a longer cable than these silly ones. So let's start with this. Let's put this in the mic jack there. Let's put that across there. Swing this over. And is that the output there? Comica, please be clearer with your things. Okay, well, I mean, it kind of works, but it's not ideal. So we need to go round there because with the Alice camera, you really need access to your phone. You can't just be touching the buttons on the camera itself. And I think your hands need to also be free to focus. Bear in mind, they do have an autofocus feature coming very, very soon, and I will make a video all about that. But for now, this is the rig so far. So let's put this on here. Now I do need one more screw and I don't have one, but here's your top down like that. Maybe that's not very balanced. I should have put that further over, but you don't want to cover the buttons of the phone, volume up and down, because A, they're shutter buttons, and B, you kind of want access to them at any given moment anyway. So let's leave that there for now. I guess you could do this and just get your low shots like that hanging from there. I just don't think I've balanced that perfectly, but let's work on that in a second. The next thing we want to do is we want to put this on, and this one will go in here. And now you're starting to cook, aren't you? I mean, now it's starting to look like a proper piece of kit. This, one-handed, can be done very easily. I know I've got gigantic muscles and I'm ripped like unbelievably. So it is possible that this isn't straining me as much. But I feel for mere mortals, this would also be possible. Worst case, you've got this, but this just gives you 2 contact points. And I absolutely love this. This is the sexiest rig I have ever built in my life, barring none. You've now got unreal audio from the Comica mics here, because these are directional mics, but the great thing is you can do 2 things. You can swap this mic round like that, and you can then get audio from the interviewer as well as audio from the person that you're filming. If that's not good enough for you, you can just get generic sounds from around you like that, and you put it into that open mode, whatever. Or you can put both mics to yourself and just have yourself, which is this way. Just turn those round like that. And you go into the settings on the mic and you just tell it which settings you want for that particular shot. Now, once that's all done, I mean, you could still very easily hold this, but this is gonna come off with 1 screw. Unscrew it there, take it off. I think that is a beast of a rig. And that's not affecting these cameras. If you ever wanted to do a test shot with your iPhone and go to the native camera app, you could get a longer cable and probably just rig it round here or through here, for example. There's so many ways this can benefit you if you're filming video, because the truth is, photographs, you don't need any of this faff, but for video, this is gonna take this to the next level. And I'm just gonna show you a test shot on my phone here. So as you can see, this is what the Alex camera sees at the moment. And I can tap there, for example, and then go to focus, and oh, you could do some really nice pull focuses with this, couldn't you? I might buy another one of these actually and have it on there and then put the microphone on top of here. Now let me show you how that works. Last but not least, take this out. Apart from the fact that your hand's going to be holding this, there is a good chance that you'll make some noise with that hand. So maybe you're better off using the Comica wireless mics instead of this, and just put the wireless transmitter there. I love this. Right, I've got to figure out a way to get this on here permanently, and I think that isn't the solution. Yes, if you want top-down shots, but if you don't want top-down shots, I think one more of these on this side would be the ultimate rig, and I'll put that in my shorts, stories, don't know what you call that. But this one always needs to be tight, as does that, so that it doesn't move so much. For those of you that don't have a small rig arm, get one of these little attachments, you lock it all up, and you can then put this attachment on the side, audio there, and you have got an unbelievable filming rig. One more time, I will show you on this what this looks like. And this is the video of my phone. Let's go with, how much are we? Oh, look at that. Pull focus or rack focus or manual focus or whatever you call it. I hope the Alice camera and the entire photographer community and videographer community around the world thank me for this incredible work of art.